Well, heading overseas now, Iraqi government forces have begun what they say is the final assault on the city of Fallujah. They're trying to recapture it from Islamic State militants who stormed in and took control more than 2 years ago. The latest attack is being led by Iraq's counter-terrorism force with air support from US-led forces, as Ann Barker reports.
Iraqi forces have stormed to the southern edge of Fallujah. For a week they've been building a military presence on Fallujah's outskirts and surrounding the city to block Islamic State fighters from escape. This latest assault began before dawn with heavy artillery strikes. From the air, Iraqi and US-led forces carried out aerial bombing, and as ground forces moved in, there were fierce clashes as they approached the city. Lieutenant General Abdul Wahab al-Sadi is commander of Iraq's military Fallujah operation.
The counter-terrorism troops, along with other armed forces and Anbar police, have started pushing into the city of Fallujah. Violent clashes took place on the outskirts and they're still going. God willing, the battle will be settled soon. Then we'll try to evacuate all the civilians from inside the city safely.
Already, Iraqi-led forces have captured a police station inside the city limits, but it could still be days before they press into the city centre. The battle for Fallujah is shaping up to be one of the biggest yet against Islamic State, and in a city where US forces waged the heaviest battles of their occupation a decade ago against the militant group's precursors. But it's still home to about 50,000 civilians who've lived under Islamic State siege now for more than 2 years. Our advice to our troops is to treat families gently and kindly and respect them, says Commander Hadi Al-Amiri. Many families have managed to escape to shelter in camps outside Fallujah, but tens of thousands are still trapped inside the city without access to proper food or water. Imam Bajet Ibrahim is one of the lucky ones who've escaped, but he says those left behind are being harmed.
They are between the hammer of the army and the militias and the anvil of ISIS. Those who are inside cannot leave, and those who are outside cannot help them. There is no food at all. A sack of flour costs 1 million dinars and more, and you can't even get it. Now my relatives who are still there have paid 800,000 dinars for 20 kilograms of rice and 20 kilograms of flour.
Fallujah is also Islamic State's closest bastion to Baghdad, and it's believed to be the base from which it's plotted an escalating campaign of suicide bombings against Shiite civilians and government targets inside the capital. Just yesterday, ISIS fighters carried out a wave of bombings in Baghdad, killing dozens of people. In the worst attack, a suicide car bomber blew up a checkpoint in a commercial area. Iraqi soldier Arkan Jabbar says the attacks appeared designed to distract Iraqi forces from the Fallujah campaign.
By launching such attacks, the militants aimed to thwart our determination and resolution to go forward with our victories in Fallujah and Gama. Despite the casualties that we have suffered, we are ready to proceed with our battles and military gains.
That's Iraqi soldier Arkan Jabbar, ending that report by Ann Barker.